Hi guys, I'm Adam.
I'm Laura.
And this is session 2 of 5 of our Survival Guide for Change workshops. These workshops have been put together by Healthy Minds to support young people through difficult times of uncertainty and change, in particular the current COVID-19 situation at the minute. The workshops are designed for children of 10 or above. Primary may benefit from support of parents or carers, and children under 10 may find it difficult to understand the strategies and techniques that we talk about. However, parents and carers are more than welcome to work through the workshop and use the strategies and skills learnt throughout.
Okay, so we're now just going to make sure that you've got all the bits you need and that you're ready for this workshop. How it's going to work is that we will explain things to you and talk you through some strategies. You will then have a go at being able to practice these strategies for yourself by using the booklet. Now, the booklet can be found next to this workshop video. If you don't have a printer and you're not able to print it, it's not a problem. You can complete the activities on just an ordinary sheet of paper. So some of the things you're going to need for this workshop, as we've mentioned, the booklet. You might also like to have some colouring pens, pencils and ordinary pens. We're going to practice the strategy, as I said, and then pause the video and you'll be able to have a go at it. But most importantly, just make sure you have fun.
So let's have a look at what we're going to cover through the workshop, what our aims are going to be. So by the end of the workshop, you will be able to understand what worries and anxious feelings are. You'll be able to understand how worries affect us, understand the two different types of worries, use skills to help manage worries, and use problem solving. So, if we're ready, then we'll begin.
We're going to start now by exploring what worries are. Worrying is a normal process. We all worry at times. It's your body's way of saying something is wrong and alerting you to something that your body believes is danger. A certain amount of worry is good. For example, it can help motivate us before tests. Worry can also help to keep us safe. So, for example, worrying about the speed limit or being a safe distance away from the car in front. Worrying can get worse if we're having a difficult time. For example, we may worry more or become more anxious if we're taking a test soon. Worrying too much can affect you in different ways. It can make you feel more tense. It can make you feel tired and impact on your sleep. It can make you lose your temper with your friends and family. And it can impact on your mood. Having worries is completely natural, and we will all worry about different things. However, worrying too much can interfere with a person's ability to do the everyday things they may want to do. On page 13 of your booklet is some space to write down the different things that are worrying you. By the end of the video, we will have shared with you some strategies around how you can manage these worries. You can now pause the video and complete this activity. Once you're ready to move on, just press play. Welcome back. We hope you found that activity okay. For those of you that joined us in the first session, you may remember we spent some time talking about the fight, flight and freeze response And we also spent some time talking about how those physical sensations, the things that we experience in our body, can occur at times during fight, flight and freeze, and during times of uncertainty, change, and when we feel worried. So we'll just have a quick review of that now. So some of the things we might experience when we're worried during those times of change are butterfly feelings in our stomach. We might find our mouths going dry, we may feel tense, our heart rate may increase, our breathing might also increase, become faster, and we might start to feel tense. The really important thing to remember about these physical sensations is that they will eventually pass. They're just unfortunately a little bit unpleasant. In the next section, we're going to move on to looking at the different types of worries.
Before we can decide what to do with our worries, we first need to understand the two different types of worries. These are here and now worries and what if worries. Here and now worries are worries that are affecting you in the present, and you can usually find a practical solution to these worries. For example, for the worry I've forgotten my homework, we can do something about this, such as apologising to the teacher and asking for more time. What if worries are worries about things that may be well in the future and may not have a solution no matter how hard you try to find one. So, for example, worrying that my friends will no longer like me when I go back to school. Well, we don't know this is definitely going to happen. We are worrying about something that might be in the future, and it is also something we have little control over now. In your booklets, on page 14 and 15, you will find a selection of worries. We'd like you to have a think about whether these are here and now worries or what if worries, and sort these into the correct column. You can now pause the video. Once you have completed the activity, press play on the video again to move on to the next section. Hi guys, welcome back. How did you find that activity? So what we're going to do now is talk through the answers. So, here and now worries. We've got, I have forgotten my lunch. I have not seen my friends in a while and I'm not sure how to keep in touch with them. I've had to start getting up early for school again, but I'm finding it hard to get out of bed. I'm not sure if I have everything I need to go back to school. I'm going to miss my family when I have to go back to school. And I can't remember my way around school. So they're what we had down for the here and now worries. Let's have a look at the what if worries. So, I have not met my new teacher yet. What if I don't like them? What if my friends no longer like me? What if I don't remember all the stuff I learnt? What if I get ill? Don't worry if you didn't get all them. New strategies take practice, and practicing it more and more will help you be able to separate our what if worries and our here and now worries. On the next activity, we're going to work through something which should help you, called the worry tree.
To help you work out whether a worry is a here and now worry or a what if worry, it can be helpful to work through the worry tree. The worry tree also helps to guide us towards what we need to do next. So, let's use this using a few examples of some worries. Take a look at the top of the tree. What am I worrying about? Well, my worry is, what if I don't remember all the stuff I learned when I go back to school? Can I do anything about it? Well done if you've spotted that this is a what if worry. I don't know that I will have forgotten everything I learnt, and this is worry about the future. I still don't know whether this will come true, so following the arrows on the worry tree, I need to let this worry go and think instead about other things I can control, such as aiming to complete schoolwork I've got set for me. Let's try another worry. Okay, so how about my worry that I've not seen my friends in a while and I'm not sure how to keep in touch with them? Can I do something about this? Well, yes, we can, because this is a here and now worry. So, following the worry tree, we need to make a plan of how we're going to do that. I'm not sure about how to keep in touch with them, so I'm going to ask a family member what they think I could do. I'm going to ask my family member later during dinner this evening, and then I'm going to let the worry go and think of something else. Letting go of worries can be tricky, but we will talk you through relaxation and refocusing your mind in session 5, so do keep following the sessions and checking this out.
You may be having here and now worries, and you might be wondering, what do I do with them? So we're going to look at that now using problem solving.
When we worry, our problems can sometimes feel overwhelming, like there are no solutions. Problem solving helps you to distance yourself from your worries and helps you to think about different practical solutions. Problem solving is useful for tackling those practical here and now worries, which we can do something about. This has 7 steps. Step 1. Think about the worry you want to focus on. Step 2, explore the different solutions you could use. Step 3, we're going to look at the strengths and weaknesses of each solution. Step 4 is selecting a solution. Step 5, develop a plan. In step 6, we put that plan into action. And then finally, step 7 is to review your plan and how did it go. So for example, if I'm worried that I have to start getting up early for school again soon, but I'm finding it hard to get out of bed, step 1 would be me identifying that this is the worry I want to focus on. Step 2, I think about all the possible solutions. It doesn't matter if I think these sound silly or if I'm not sure. I would write down every solution I can think of. So for the scenario we mentioned, these are the solutions I came up with. So I could go to bed really early and try to get up really early. I could do some exercise during the day, aim to go to bed around my usual bedtime, and start setting alarms each morning to gradually build up to getting up around the time I normally do for school. Finally, I could just not do anything at all. So step 3 would be looking at the strengths and weaknesses of each solution. So for my solutions, the going to bed really early and aiming to get up really early, this could work and I might get to sleep early and then wake up early, but if I've slept in that day, chances are I probably won't feel tired and will struggle to get to sleep. If I were to go with my solution of doing some exercise during the day, aiming to go to bed around my usual bedtime and starting to set alarms each morning, gradually building up to getting up at the normal time I do for school, this might take some getting used to, and I'd probably have to make sure that I stay in bed and I'm not tempted to look at my phone or switch on the TV. If I start to gradually build up to going to bed earlier, doing some exercise to tire me out during the day and getting up earlier, this could be successful. My final solution was to just not do anything at all and carry on as I have been. The good thing about this will be that I can continue to enjoy having a lie-in, but it doesn't get rid of my worry and my problem that I'm going to have to start getting up early again soon, so this isn't really a helpful solution. Step 4 of problem solving is selecting the solution you're going to try. So the solution I'm going to pick is doing some exercise during the day, building up gradually to going to bed earlier and setting alarms so that I wake up earlier. Step 5 would be to develop my plan. So I'm able to start my plan at the end of the week. I've got my phone to set my alarm, and I'm going to look at a few exercise videos online and have these ready to try. Step 6 is to put my plan into action. So once I've done my plan, I will move on to step 7 and review how it went. If I didn't get the outcome I was hoping for the first time, I can always have a little think about another solution and what else I might want to try. We would now like you to give this a go for yourself. So on pages 17 and 18 of your booklet, we would like you to think of a current here and now worry you may have about a change in your life at the moment. We would like you to think about how you might solve this using problem-solving steps 1 to 5 in your booklet. If you're struggling to think of one, just pick another here and now worry from the activities we looked at earlier. You can now pause the video to complete the activity. When you're ready to move on, just press play. We hope you found that activity okay. It's really useful to use problem solving as soon as you can for here and now worries so that you can solve the problems and find solutions as soon as possible. Remember that you might need to look for a different solution though if the first one doesn't work, and that problem solving doesn't work for what if worries. So if your worry is a what if worry, you need to learn to let that go, and problem solving won't be of much use unfortunately in that circumstance. But you can use the worry tree, as we mentioned before, to help you to differentiate between a what if and a here and now worry. If you are having some difficulty or struggling with your worries, it's always helpful to speak to a trusted adult about this.
Hopefully, you're now getting the hang of separating your here and now worries and your what if worries. If you are having what if worries, we're now going to have a look at some different techniques that you can use.
It's often useful to capture your worries as they arise. By doing this, it helps you to work out if your worries are here and now or what if worries. Remember, using the worry tree will help you to decide the best way forward and what you need to do next. You could record any worries into a worry diary. There's one provided for you in your booklet on page 19. You could just jot them down onto a notepad, your phone, a piece of paper, or even use an app. It doesn't matter where you write them down as long as you do write them down. Once you've dealt with these worries, you can cross them out, rip them up, or just get rid of them. Many people find that they worry more at night and that this gets in the way of them getting to sleep or staying asleep. If this is the case for you, keep whatever you're using to record your worries and a pen next to the side of your bed. Then, if you find yourself worrying at night, write down the worry, turn the light off and try to get to sleep, knowing that you'll come back to it later.
If you are someone who spends a lot of time thinking about your what if worries, or you find that these worries are distracting you from doing the things you need to do, worry time can help with this. This technique has 4 steps to carry out, and like any new skill, it requires practice. Step 1 is to plan your worry time. So for 15 to 20 minutes a day, in the early evening and not too close to bedtime, as this could impact on your sleep. Step 2, keep a log or write down your worries, as we've already discussed. Step 3, put your worries to one side and refocus on the present moment. This means paying attention to what you were doing before you were worrying. what is going on around you, and the task at hand. You may find it helpful to start a new activity. Step 4 is to worry only at your allocated time. So think about how you are feeling about the worry now. Is it still a problem? Sometimes worries we have earlier in the day aren't a worry later on. Once you've talked through your worries, refocus your mind. Now, we will talk more about refocusing and relaxation later on in session 5. You may need to ask a trusted adult, such as a parent or carer, to help you with worry time. You can take it in turns with each worry to decide how you're going to tackle it. If it is a here and now worry, you can use problem solving, as we've discussed. And if it is a what if worry, you can let go of the worry and refocus your mind, or only focus on things you can control, making sure you rip up or throw away the worries once you've dealt with them.
We've now completed session 2 of our Survival Guide to Change series. If you've missed session 1, do take a look back over this, because it will help you to understand the content that you might have missed. And it's also really a good idea to ensure that you've got a really clear understanding of the strategies and that you've practiced these before moving on to session 3. Session 3 will be looking at how we stay emotionally well. So do take a look at this, and we hope to see you next time.
Sometimes we can find it difficult to cope in different situations on our own by ourselves. So it's important to remember to speak to adults, to speak to other people, and there's also lots of amazing services that are out there that can support you. If you look on the slides, here's just a few that you can have a look at.
So finally, a big thank you for joining us on this second session. As we've mentioned before, in total there are 5 sessions, so do take a look out for all of these and give them a go. If you're particularly interested in relaxation and mindfulness, Healthy Minds have created lots of videos that's on our website for you to take a look at. These are only short videos, but they can help with those things. Finally, we're really interested in your feedback and what you think, so please do take the time to complete the SurveyMonkey link, which is next to this workshop. It does only take just 2 minutes. So finally, thank you.
And good luck.